Busan is the biggest port in South Korea. Here, the sea is everywhere. The sight of the sea once terrified this young man. When he was 7 years old, he and his mother fled North Korea. They risked their lives crossing a river and only narrowly evaded armed border guards.
It was dangerous. If I had made any noise, we could have been spotted. Since I was young and terrified, I kept crying, and my mother told me to stop. She said, "If you cry, we'll all die. Be quiet." She put me in a big plastic bag and dragged me across the river.
Min Jae almost drowned during their escape. The experience left him scared of water for years.
When
I looked at the sea, I felt like I was suffocating in cold, thick, black ink. The water seemed heavy. But little by little, seeing the sea every day here, the fear started to fade.
The bright lights of South Korea's cities represent freedom and a new life. A culture shock that Min Jae still experiences as an 18-year-old.
Everything here is new and shiny. When my mum arrived in South Korea, she was shocked to hear people publicly criticizing the government. She thought, "Isn't that a crime?" So I think this kind of difference in mindset can be hard to adjust to.
Min Jae is a defector. Every year, about 200 North Koreans flee their country to the south. Adapting to life in a dramatically different country can be a challenge. Defectors say they experience loneliness, discrimination, and financial hardship. Once the relief of arriving in a new country fades, some defectors are overcome by sadness. Min Jae struggled at school in South Korea before eventually attending this boarding school, which caters to young North Korean defectors. The school has about 20 students, many of whom left their families behind in the north and prefer to remain anonymous.
Whether you were born in the north or the south, you're a South Korean citizen because you were born on the Korean peninsula.
Today, the students are learning about Korean unification, a goal enshrined in South Korea's constitution.
I'm afraid that if people find out I'm North Korean, I could be discriminated against. I'm scared of being alone and without friends.
The director of the school, founded in 2014, sympathizes.
Children from the north will play a key role if the two Koreas are unified. They are often misunderstood by the South Korean kids and sometimes even discriminated against.
The students here are aged between 14 and 19. Some came directly from the north. Others are the children of defectors. They say the school gives them a sense of security.
I find it easier to understand and relate to my friends here because they are from the same environment.
At one time, around 1,000 North Koreans defected every year, but the number fell dramatically during the COVID-19 pandemic, before picking up again in the past 2 years. But integrating into South Korean society can be a struggle. Their North Korean accents often give them away, and many live with the pain of leaving their loved ones behind. Chon Yura, not her real name, was forced into a marriage while fleeing the north, where she had to leave her child. Today, she's having her first counselling session with a therapist who's also a defector.
After I gave birth, my maternal instincts kicked in. But I had no choice but to leave him, and I miss him so much.
Even if you want to find stability, your chronic health issues inherited from North Korea and a relationship with your child still have an ongoing impact on your current situation.
The therapy sessions are paid for by the South Korean government in an attempt to help defectors overcome their emotional turmoil.
I grew up in a country without human rights, and I've realized that I haven't allowed myself that dignity even now living in a country with human rights. That's what I learned in therapy today.
An estimated 34,000 North Korean defectors have made it to the South. Most of them are women with no formal qualifications.
Madam President.
Is the session over?
Yeah, it was really good.
Lee leads an organisation that supports North Korean women.
The main problem when they arrive is depression, because they were raised under the totalitarian surveillance of North Korea.
Yura now works part-time at a second-hand clothing store to make ends meet. She has no recognised degree and suffers from chronic health issues. Her life is very different from the one she had dreamed of.
In North Korea, I watched South Korean dramas. I really thought there would be money everywhere on the streets. So that gave me a fantasy about life here.
A North Korean propaganda song, "We Have Nothing to Envy in This World," embodies her painful memories.
I've heard this song since I was in my mother's womb. It teaches you to be loyal to the supreme leader, to give your life to the party. Listening to the song again makes me angry. To be brainwashed like that in a country with no human rights.
Despite the odds, some North Koreans thrive in their new home country. The South Korean capital, Seoul, a bustling modern city where anything seems possible. Here we meet Kang Nara. The 27-year-old influencer has become a social media celebrity since defecting from North Korea in 2014.
See, you have to frame the photo like this.
Her YouTube channel has 360,000 subscribers. To date, she's posted more than 400 videos. Her new life is a rare success story.
The first luxury event I went to was Chanel. It was fascinating because in North Korea that brand is used by Kim Jong-un's family and members of the elite. So when I got invited, I thought, I'm just a regular person compared to them. It was surreal.
In North Korea, social media is censored and luxury brands are out of the reach of ordinary citizens.
I never imagined I'd be attending luxury brand events. I started my YouTube channel just for fun. I didn't think it would become a job. And these kinds of events are unimaginable in North Korea. I never imagined I'd be living like this.
Despite their differences, The Koreas share a language and history, yet 9 out of 10 South Koreans say they've never met a defector. Nara hopes to bridge that divide by talking about North Korea on her YouTube channel. She covers everything from the inner workings of the regime to everyday topics like food.
This'll be on my YouTube channel. Is it okay if your face appears too? It's fine, right?
She and a South Korean model friend are filming a video about cold noodles, a speciality of the North Korean capital, Pyongyang. Nara arrived in Seoul as a teenager just over a decade ago and quickly adapted to South Korean pop culture.
At first, I made a lot of shocking content about North Korea, but now I focus more on my daily life and being more relatable. And thanks to my vlogs, South Koreans can say, ah, she's just like us.
Many South Koreans know little about the dynasty that has ruled North Korea for 3 generations.
I've never been to North Korea, so it's hard for me to picture what it's like. But thanks to Nara's explanations, I can get a pretty good idea. She's pretty incredible.
If you liked today's video, don't forget to subscribe and hit like. Bye!
Defectors know they're unlikely to be able to return home to see their families. Last year, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un abandoned the goal of unifying the 2 Koreas. It was a blow for both countries and for the tens of thousands of defectors desperate for their peninsula to become one again.